I have the perfect solution on how to make Real Housewives of Atlanta great again. And no, it's not bringing back Nene Leakes. No, it's not asking Portia to give us another season. And no, it's not even about Phaedra coming back. The best thing that we can do for Real Housewives of Atlanta is to just end it quickly.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
What's going on, you all? Let's talk about the ratings for Real Housewives of Atlanta. They are in the sewer. And I cannot say that I am not surprised, because I can't say that I'm surprised. I really can't say that, because they have been falling downhill for the last couple of seasons. And honestly, after the whole darkness of the situation with Portia, Phaedra, and Kandi, it's just not been the same. It's not been the same. They've been trying to add some things. There's even been criticism about one of the producers who is black and how the storylines are just not, they're just not being showcased. People are trying to find a reason why Real Housewives of Atlanta is not doing well. Is it because Marlo is doing the most this season? Is it because Sonya is boring with her storyline? Honestly, the show has ran its course. The show has done what it needed to do, and it's time to move on. It is time to end the show on a bang before it gets even worse. Because right now, watching this current season, I can tell that the production has went to complete shit. I can tell that the reason why production has went down is because of the budget, not because of the people besides the producers and whatever, but the folks who edit it. I feel like they're doing the best they can with what they got. Word to Mariah Carey. They're doing the best they can with what they got, but they don't have a lot. And you can just tell, like, every episode that I've seen this season has been heavily reliant on flashbacks. And I'm wondering, are they kind of cheapskating the women a little bit by having these flashbacks, because they're filming these things, they're getting ready to film, they're meeting up to film, and instead of that probably being enough to make 1 or 2 additional episodes, they're just relying on the flashbacks. We're just gonna insert that into the episode. And I get it. I get that some stuff is not gonna make the cut, but I feel you are making these women work more than the money they're receiving. We already know that the housewives are not getting paid those big dollars like they used to. If the ratings are falling down, that means that the ad revenue from the show is coming down, which is why we're seeing, troubles with the cast photos and the shoots and stuff, because that stuff costs money. And we're also seeing, the ladies on the show have to go on other shows to make additional money, because the check from Real Housewives of Atlanta is just not enough. Not saying that the ladies they never went and did other things. Normally they'll go do Dancing with the Stars or another show, but not something that is on Bravo. They'll leave this and then go on a summer retreat with 6 ladies, and then the next thing they do, it's just, they're doing more work because the money that they were getting for Housewives of Atlanta is not enough now. And that's why I was looking at Sonya crazy for spending $100,000 on this party, because girl, y'all are not making that much money. It's no shade. Like, y'all not making that much money to make it make sense to be doing this. So the reason why I say Phaedra, Kandi situation is not going to help. People made comments and say if Phaedra come back and Kandi's there, it'll be iconic, it'll be drama. But we have started to rely heavily on drama with these shows, instead of it just being entertaining and fun. It is so focused on drama. And I get that we're gonna get some drama, but we're so focused on it now that the drama is severely manufactured, and you can't produce those moments. You can't produce Sheree sitting down to Kandi and say, I remember when you had them teeth fixed. You can't overproduce that. That's natural stuff. Like, Sheree was mad at Nene Leakes for, growing. She was doing more things. So she had animosity towards her. They had history. This stuff now, manufactured drama, just doesn't make sense. Marlo is arguing and making comments about Kandi not showing any empathy towards her for her, nephew passing away. And he used to work at Old Lady Gang and whatever. It's just, I'm so confused. We're in the 4th episode. Why is Marlo so upset with Kandi? Like, what is going on? Like, it's so confusing that it's drama, but it's just not connecting with me to make it make sense. It gives heavily manufacturing. That's not production. That's also Marlo doing the most to have a storyline. Sonya and the lived-in family situation, girl, it's just, what is that about? Like, what is that about? Like, it's not entertaining. Drew and Ralph, we've been seeing this stuff. Y'all run this trick before where oh my gosh, they're gonna get divorced towards the end of the season, and then they're gonna try to talk about the divorce in the next season. We've seen that play before. The same stuff we've seen. What else is, the only thing y'all can do now, probably spice it up. Give us some queer folks on the show. Give us some queer women on the Housewives. Like, at this point, y'all should have had like a lesbian woman on this show or something. Like, y'all, like, spice it up. Because, and me and T will be doing a video about this exclusively for Patreon. But me and T were having a conversation, and they were sharing that what's happening is we've kind of outgrew the Real Housewives of Atlanta girls. Like, they're old Real Housewives of Atlanta. They are old Atlanta. And now we have new Atlanta housewives who are, their husbands are tech folks or doing other big things. And this is what the girls want to see. But I don't also think that these people are wanting to watch a show like this. It's become redundant and it's like kind of old at this point. Like, this show has been on 15 plus years at this point, and we've seen every trick. We've seen the changing out of the women, the housewives and things, and it's just, at this point, it's just time to give it a rest. Bringing Nene Leakes back, it's not going to save this show. She's not coming back. That's just not going to happen, considering all the things that have happened. It's just not. It's just that's over. So I don't even know why we bring that. And even if we were to bring Nene Leakes back, if it's not that Nene Leakes before season 7, it's no need. We need Nene Leakes. I don't know what's going on. Like, Nene Leakes has grown. She's matured over the years. So we can't expect Nene Leakes to be season 2, season 3 Nene Leakes. She's had money for a while now. She's been in the public eye. She's not going to be tugging on wigs and saying certain stuff. And even when she was on previous seasons, when she came back, girl, she didn't want to film. She was getting upset about the reunion stuff. Like, it just wasn't given. And I know people stand them some Kenya Moore and, really thought that Kenya Moore was going to be able to hold this season. She can't. She cannot hold this season. Her and Kandi, with their powers combined, they can't even summon Captain Planet. Y'all are doomed. We are doomed. If we are going to rely on Kandi and Kenya, we are doomed. Because the story is the same. Kenya Moore has been divorcing Mark since Cynthia probably divorced Peter. Like, girl, it's redundant. Tired. Same stuff. Same thing. Kenya, love Kenya down. I talked about this. I've been reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta for Patreon. And honestly, we pull it back. The reason why I've been reviewing it for Patreon is because I'm not going to be reviewing. I had to go back and watch this episode twice, take notes, review it, then be calculating how I speak so YouTube can, monetize it. And I'm not going to be doing all of that, and people are not watching it like that. People are not watching Real Housewives of Atlanta reviews anymore. Look at all our favorite YouTubers who review Real Housewives of Atlanta and look at their views. Like, it's in the trenches. Like, the girls, the first couple episodes of Real Housewives of Atlanta, you're talking about 30, 40, 50,000 views per episode. The girls are barely getting 20, 25. I'm not doing that. I'm making it exclusive on Patreon and be able to talk like I want to. Which brings me back to the conversation I talked about about Kenya on this previous episode. Kenya, you've been bringing your child on every trip at this point. You need to learn how to be separated from your child by this point. I'm not understanding what is going on. You have a nanny, you have a babysitter, all the other stuff. At this point, like, girl, we're not watching Real Housewives of Atlanta we're not watching, oh, bring your child to work day. We're not watching that. We're watching you interact with these women, enjoy yourselves, y'all get tipsy, turn up. That's what we want. We don't want you going to bed at 8, 9 o'clock because you finna go to bed. Like, it's just, we're not watching that. Like, if that's the case, if you want to show us your time with Brooklyn, then ask Bravo to give you a show of your moments with Brooklyn. Maybe Bravo will produce something like that. Maybe we need to transition from the old Real Housewives of Atlanta aesthetic, and maybe y'all need to have y'all spin-off shows when y'all raising y'all family. Maybe that. Maybe something like that that's heavily on family, because right now, Real Housewives of Atlanta is heavily focused on drama. Heavily reliant on that. And of course, we need drama for the episodes and, for the season, it would be good, but if it's heavily manufactured, it's just not going to be good. And we need those fun moments of the cast enjoying themselves, doing trips and like having fun. And it might be a little animosity or something, or it might be something, but we need those fun moments where it makes me think, oh, I want to go to I want to go to Portugal. I want to go to wherever they went. I want to do these things. But now y'all taking cast trips to Birmingham and all the history, all the blackness in Birmingham, and y'all go to a Piccadilly for a charity event. Like, come on now, let's be serious. Like, it's all the history in Birmingham, all the black folks. Y'all close to all these HBCUs. We get y'all going on like HBCUs. We didn't see y'all going on black campuses, and like, what's going on? It's just like, and we can say that, oh, like the production and stuff, they don't have the budget, da, da, da. It's just also poor planning. Poor planning, and these girls are just not selling it. And they can't sell us something that they don't have. And you can try to manufacture as much as you want, but we can see through that. We can see through it. So this current season, I don't even think it's hit 1 million viewers per, like, the first episode. Right now, Episode 4 is at 657,000 viewers. And yes, some people will say, oh, well, a lot of folks watching on Peacock the next day. Girl, even if that's the case, there are still a lot of people who have cable. If it matched to the point where the people who used to watch it on cable are now streaming it the next day, it will show up in other ways. It will show up, and we're not seeing that. It's just not happening. Yes, a lot of people have moved towards streaming it, but a lot of people just said, hey, I'm not watching it. There's a lot of folks who honestly don't even watch the new episodes. They literally go and watch my reviews on it. So much to the point that the old clips of Housewives of Atlanta prior seasons are getting more attention and more fun than the current season that is going on right now. Like, it's just, that's what it is. That's what's going on. We're going back reminiscing on old things that have happened because we're not being given any of these moments that used to be, oh my God, a conversation for 2 weeks. Now, Marlo getting upset, cussing folk out, doing this and that, Kenya to bump heads with such and such, and it's a conversation for 2-3 days, but it's not to the point where, ooh, I can't wait to happen next episode. It's kind of like, girl, I see the clip when it's dropped on Twitter or on Neighborhood Talk. Like, that's what it's giving now. Like, it's just not. So the best thing that we can do, honestly, is to have a season where we just sunset it. We just talk about all of the experiences, relive old moments, old conversations, go back to some of the old wives or whatever, and even if it's wives that cannot make it, talk about that. Like, talk about, oh, I remember, like, give us something to just make us think about all of the history of Real Housewives of Atlanta and end it. Because what I don't want to happen is it slowly starts to diminish itself so bad that it's like, I don't even know what I'm watching. And I feel like that's what happened with Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop has gotten so bad now, it's so overproduced. They got folks in a shack or a cabin to get them to have some manufactured drama for folks to watch it. And it's just, it's time to dead it. It's time to dead it. Like, end the show on a high note. Don't be so money hungry that y'all ruin the legacy of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, that's what I don't want to see, but I know that's what's going to happen because they're going to milk this as much. Like, Bravo's like, oh, well, we ain't hitting 1 million, so we just going to cheapen stuff up and we're going to keep selling it, and it's not really giving. That's how I feel about the ratings and stuff of Real Housewives of Atlanta, what we can do to fix it. Honestly, nothing we can do can fix it. Phaedra coming back, it's not going to fix the show. Portia, it's not going to fix the show. Even when Portia was on, it was declining. So it's just, even folks who stand Portia, stand Kenya, stand Kandi, and don't want Phaedra to come back, it doesn't matter if all these changes are made, it's just not going to be good enough. It's time to end the show. But I know Bravo probably won't do it because, you know, they're going to just keep milking it for what it is. So these are my thoughts of why Real Housewives of Atlanta is experiencing ratings decline. Honestly, a lot of the reality shows on Bravo have not been able to get the ratings they once did. And I'm pretty sure Bravo is making adjustments for that. But for Real Housewives of Atlanta to not even cross the 700,000 viewer mark is really troubling, which tells me that we're gonna get an episode where it's probably only gonna be 400,000 viewers. And girl, if it starts to get to the point where it's 200, I'm going to be embarrassed. It's really gonna show up. So that's all I got. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about it. Have you been watching this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta? If you do want to see my reviews on Real Housewives of Atlanta, please follow me on patreon.com/KingaReads. And support me there to get the reviews. That's all I got. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I'll talk to y'all later.